people warned me off, said you were no good, always made me kinda wonder if I ever should. Then right out the blue, you came into my life, dangerous and oh so cool, on the edge of a knife. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey, my dark honey. How can I describe the way you make me feel? Life is tasting oh so sweet, now that you're for real. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey, my dark honey. But my friends don't understand why I need you all the time. Now I know I'm not going mad, for our love it is no crime. So please don't ask me why, but to all my friends, goodbye. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey. Can't you see, can't you see, I'm in love, my dark honey, my dark honey. So spread the word, 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 spread the word. Hello, welcome to Guitar Trek. I am Richard J. Dowling, and you've just listened to My Dark Honey, which was a song that I did as a challenge from Dominic, friend of Connie's, in response to one of Connie's rare posts about Marmite, which he's a big fan of. And my thinking was, I've been watching with my family. I love sitcoms, and we've been watching How I Met Your Mother, the whole 10 seasons. And one of my favorite characters was a guy called Barney, who, whenever anybody said something that he wanted to do, he would say "challenge accepted," and then he would proceed to do it. And I thought it'd be a hilarious idea if somebody said, "Oh, you should write a song about Marmite, Richard," because we were talking about Marmite. And I said, "Challenge accepted," little realizing the intense agony and frustration it would cause me over the next couple of weeks. I had, in fact, I had a completely different musical riff worked out, which I'll get the guitar. Which is it's a D, F major, A minor, G major, and it's a nice riff. It actually, if for those of you who these videos, you'll probably recognize that as the chord progression from Good Thing by the Fine Young Cannibals. It's the exact same chords, but I just got a completely different rhythm, completely different melody. Which is a good thing if you're looking to write songs. Don't be afraid of stealing chord progressions because there aren't really any original chord progressions. You can't, they're not. What's copyright is the melody. That the song is the melody. So don't be afraid of when you're stuck for inspiration, finding a chord progression that you like from another artist and just use the same one with a different melody, obviously. So I was trying to make that idea work with Marmite, and I just couldn't do it. For some reason, it just completely blocked. And I had the problem with the music didn't seem to fit with the theme, and I didn't really have any lyrical ideas. So I started thinking, well, okay, how am I going to do this? So it seemed that I didn't want to write a song about Marmite. I mean, who wants to write a song about Marmite? I like to think classic rock pop songs that will live forever, and Marmite doesn't really feature very highly in my list of important subjects to address. So I wanted to do it in such a way that somebody who didn't know the song was about Marmite could listen to it and enjoy it, and somebody who was in on the challenge would realize, okay, that's what he's done. So I came up with the idea of, well, how can I describe this substance that people either love or hate? And I thought, well, if I use the phrase dark honey, it's a nice poetic way of talking about it. And it could also, and as you know, in the song, the result is that you can treat the song as being about a man or a woman or whatever who falls in love with someone who is dark and dangerous and mysterious, or somebody who likes their spread of Marmite in the afternoon or whenever. And I'm quite happy that I managed to do that. So it's sort of two songs for the price of one. But I came up. I was having problems with the music, but I had the lyrical phrase "dark honey," and I just happened to be strumming on a C chord, and without really thinking, just went through this chord progression, which is C, G major, B flat or A sharp, F major, and it just came out. Can't you see? Can't you see? I'm in love, my dark honey. And at that point, then I knew that would be the chorus. It just came out of having the phrase, and I was just randomly strumming on some chords. So I was very happy. This was the moment when I realized that I'd have to put the other idea aside and make a different song with that idea, and that this would work for the Marmite song. And once I had that chorus, and everything else came very easy. The verses, I used the same progression of chords in the verse as in the chorus. This time around, it didn't feel like it needed a pre-chorus to get from the chorus to get from the verse into the chorus. Everything seemed to flow quite nicely. I had to work a little bit on the bridge, which was A minor, G, and a D major. D major is not really in the C scale. D major isn't in the C scale. But it's nice. That's why I had to work in the second part of the bridge. There's a sort of a quiet moment where I go F major, C major, G, and then the G chord is how I can get back into going to the progression of the C, the main progression of the song. I don't know if that makes sense. Well, if you don't know about music, it doesn't make sense. If you do know about music, you probably know more than I do, in which case I guess it's all a bit of a redundant explanation. But it makes me feel better. It makes me feel not butter, better. It makes me feel better. I've just got spreads on the brain. It makes me feel better putting these things into words, because it makes me feel like I've had some sort of logic to the process. And usually it really it goes more on feel than any type of premeditated, oh, you have to do this when you do this. It's just what feels right. Um, if you listen, it's difficult to explain the process. When you have some chords, if I'm playing them, I often hear the melody before I sing it. I mean, yeah, I don't probably mentioned this 100 times, but I don't sit down and compose on paper. I'm playing with the guitar, and I'll hear a melody or a potential melody. It just comes to mind, and from that moment on, then it's just sort of, well, what's the song asking for next? Is my usual way of looking at it. In this case, so we've got a verse, we've got a chorus, we've got a bridge, and then we've got what I call a coda at the end, which is just a way of having an epic ending to a song. Obviously, with just me and the guitar, I'm not really maybe getting across the whole idea of the arrangement. But if you can imagine, it would be that rhythm, the bump, 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 would be a sort of a stomp rhythm with the bass, drums, and the guitar all like banging away on it. And then at the end, spread the word, probably with lots of vocals and things. So it would open up to a huge ending. So that when the song ends, you feel, emotionally moved in the same way that you'd feel moved when you come to the end of a Jar of Marmite, I imagine. And I think that's about all I've got to say now. Um, it was very nice working on this challenge. I have to say, it was very difficult, but once I cracked it, I felt very good, and I'm especially proud of getting this like 2 songs for the price of one. I think that's very nice lyrically. Um, And who knows? Maybe Marmite will approach me for sponsorship. I mean, I'm not proud. I'm not going to refuse if they want me to. I mean, we'll talk terms. If it comes to that. And thank you again to all of you for watching, listening, and putting up with my rambling. One day, I think I'll try to prepare my speech instead of just switching on the camera and speaking. But it really means a lot. So thank you to all the people who are watching, who are commenting, and thank you to subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm now at I think this is the 17th song, and I thought I'd be struggling, but it's become part of my normal working week now. I just write a song and get it done. In fact, we Forest and Dove had a first rehearsal since the whole COVID situation, and it was nice. I was a bit worried, but we have quite a big area. We're keeping our distance, so we're maintaining social distance. But it was nice for the group to get back together, and I wrote a song. I think the first 3 chords I played on the guitar, I managed to get a song out of it, or a song idea at least. And so I'm going to try and finish that off in time for the next rehearsal. So I'm writing lots of songs basically, and it's very enjoyable. I can recommend it, even if you think you can't do it. I think you can. So give it a go. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm happy to help. Take care. Bye bye.